Yo, what's up guys? Mr. C here, just excited to dive right into our first lesson where we last left off. You guys did 10-1, which is covering area of, what did we do? Rectangles, parallelograms, and triangles. And today we're going to move into still finding with area of different figures, but we're going to be doing trapezoids, rhombuses, and kites together. So looking forward to it. Hopefully this goes pretty well. And let's just go ahead and dive right in. So we're going to start with trapezoids. If you recall, what is a trapezoid? So trapezoid. Okay. Trapezoid, it's quadrilateral, so it does have four sides. Okay, it does have four sides. And only one of the sets of parallel sides, or opposite sides, are parallel, I should say. Only one of the sets of opposite sides are parallel. So this would be an example of a trapezoid. Again, that height, it's got to be a perpendicular distance from one base to the other. So we have base 1, let me write this in red. We have base 1 and base 2, as well as the height. Okay. Now, if we want to find the area of this thing, okay, the area is going to be 1/2 the height times the sum of the bases. Sum meaning we're adding them. So B1 plus B2. So what we got to do is take this length here. Okay, that's the first base. Take this length here. Add those together. Okay. That's B1 plus B2. Multiply that by the height. Then divide that answer by 2. That will give you the area. And again, this is area. So make sure this is in units squared. Area is length by a width, so we need a unit squared. Okay. So that's the area of a trapezoid. Let's do an example. Okay. And here we have a picture of Nevada. Give me a second. I'm grabbing a picture. So, all right. So here we have Nevada, and we want to find the area of Nevada, at least the area of this outline of Nevada. So let's find the area. And it is indeed a trapezoid. You can see here these two are parallel. Okay. Now we're going to add the bases. So 205 plus 511. So our area is going to be 1/2 of the height is 309 times the sum of the two bases. So 205 plus 511. Okay. That's going to be the area, for simplifying, 1/2 of 309 times, if we add 205 plus 511, what is that going to give us? A 716? So 716. Right. So let's go over to our calculator. Hello, Wes. Let's go over to our calculator. So again, that was, just to double check, 1/2 of 309 times 716. So 716 times 309. I'm going to divide that answer by 2. Okay. Gives me a 110,622. So the area, 110,622. And those units were in miles, so miles squared. Okay, miles squared. All right, typically what I'm going to be doing in these video lessons is, after I go over an example, I will pause the video, but not till I give you one to try on your own. So go ahead and try one on your own. Let me add a picture. So we'll call this a You Try. Okay, let me add a picture. Okay, here we go. You try this one. So find the area. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video now, take a moment, see if you can come up with that answer. As soon as you unpause the video, I will go through it and solve this problem. So we should have the two bases again, 15 and 27. Make sure those are the two ones that are parallel to each other. And then the height of 18 inches. So we have area as half of the height is 18 times 15 plus 27. 15 and 27 makes, what's that, 42? 42. So we have area is 1/2 of 18 times 42. Let's go over to the calculator. 18 times 42. Divide that by 2. Gives us a 378. So if you got 378, those are inches, so 378 inches squared. What did I say it was 378? 378. 378 inches squared. Give yourself a nice hand clap because you did that correctly. So that is my area for that trapezoid. Okay. This being the first lesson, and since I'm not doing anything extra like Friday this weekend, we're going to go on. Usually the probably video lessons would stop about here and I'd give you an assignment. Okay, this one's going to be a little longer than this being the first one. Going to be a little longer than they typically are. We're going to try to do everything today, but again, it won't be due. Any homework on this won't be due till tomorrow by the end of the day. So let's continue on. We're going to do rhombuses and kites. Again, typically we'll split this up. I'll tell you to do it in 2 different days. Yeah, let's continue to move on. Let's do area for a rhombus and a kite. All right. So these have the same formula, which is why they go together. So let's do area of a rhombus or a kite. Okay, so if you remember a rhombus, that is a quadrilateral. Okay, it's kind of like a square that doesn't have 4 right angles. So what makes a rhombus is just 4 congruent sides. So this would be an example of a rhombus here. Oops, let's try again. There we go. Okay, again, rhombus, quadrilateral, 4 congruent sides. Okay, that's a rhombus. And then a kite. And most people know what kites are because you see those. Some of you have them at home. Here's an example of a kite. Okay, it has 2 pairs of consecutive congruent sides. So like these two, those would be congruent, and then these 2 smaller ones, those would be congruent. Now, finding the area for rhombuses and kites involve the diagonal. So if you remember what a diagonal is, connects the opposite vertices. Okay, so those are my diagonals. We refer to those as D1, D2. Okay, so this one is D1, D2. And it's important to point out that's the full distance. Okay, now it's hard to kind of see because they intersect there. These full distances are D1, D2. Okay, same here. This full distance would be D1. This full distance would be D2. Okay, so D1 and D2. If we're finding the area of either of these, okay, pretty simple. Just take half of the product, so we're multiplying the 2 diagonals. So 1/2 of D1 times D2. And again, very nice because they have the same formula. You don't have to memorize as much. Okay, 1/2, should write a multiplication sign there, 1/2 of D1 times D2. So it doesn't matter if you do half of D1, then multiply by D2. If you multiply the 2 diagonals first, then divide by 2. Since it's all multiplication, doesn't matter what order you do those in. So let's go ahead, try an example of a kite. Okay, so here's my picture. Right here we have a kite coming to you in 5, 4, 3, 2. Here's a kite. And again, directions, find the area. Okay, find the area. So we need the two diagonals. Okay, first one, this length. Now they have two lengths here. Okay, obviously this 3 is referring to this length. The other 3 is referring to this length. So the full D1, if we were to refer to ln, is D1. ln is 3 plus 3, which is going to give us 6. Okay. And then if we were finding km, right, you have the 5 plus the 2, which is going to give us 7. So finding the area is half of that product. So half of 6 times 7. 6 times 7 was at 42. Divide that by 2 should give me a 21 meters squared. Okay, 21 meters squared for that one. Okay. All right, time for you to try. Let's go ahead and try this one. Trying to get a picture in focus, and there we go. Okay, this guy here. Find the area. Okay, so go ahead, pause it, try this one, make sure you get it, and then I will continue to do the problem. All right, we should have first diagonal. You can see here is 10 and 10, that makes it 20. So we'll say D1 is 20. Okay. The second diagonal you have is a 10 plus 20, which is 30. Okay. So the area is going to be half of that product. Half of 20 times 30. 20 times 30 should give us 60. Wait, what am I saying? 60, not 60. 600. 600, and then half of that should give us 300. So 1/2 of 600 is 300, and those are in meters. 300 meters squared. Okay, 300 meters squared. All right, that brings us to the end of our first video lesson. I hope you guys did well with this. I will have homework posted on Google Classroom. I'm actually going to go ahead and just take a picture of my book and post it along with the assignment. So I'm not going to write the homework at the end of these videos like I would normally do in class. I'll just have it posted on Google Classroom. Again, homeworks are always going to be due on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This one that I'm going to have, check on Google Classroom, is going to be due Thursday by the very end of the day, 11:59 p.m. Obviously, I understand things are a little bit crazy. If you can't get it to me just then and you need like a little bit extra time, I totally understand. This is going to be a lot of grace extended to you guys during this period. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you guys soon. See you later.